she wanted to let me know that they were out here. But we already knew that.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about, is the NFAC, are they out and doing their thing yet this morning?
I haven't heard that they're out.
The communists usually sleep in a little bit longer.
They do, because, they're up doing drugs half the night and shit, so, Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. They hang out late at night. You gotta be out late at night, stand on the corner and swing that shit.
All right, I got a couple of you in here. I'm trying to bring this live stream up again, so it's getting kind of frustrating. If you guys could do me a favor and share this stream on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, that'd be great. I can't go out of the window right now, otherwise it'll probably mess some things up. But Freight Broker is suggesting that there's a couple news networks out here that are using their own, I don't know what you call it, broadcasting software that's kind of messing with the streaming. So hopefully that'll end. So me and Freak are waiting. We're going to go do more of a one-on-one, two-on-one interview with the Viking here in a moment. So the groups are still this area. I hear there's a more intense, I got to plug the... Okay, I got the mic plugged out now. Apparently there's another militia, patriot kind of militia that's a little bit more rowdy and rambunctious somewhere else in town. So, yeah, you ready? All right, we're going to go interview a Viking.
You soldiers there's not chaos, man. I want to make sure I give you guys the full attention, whatever y'all need, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of people around.
Yeah, this will make it a lot easier for you.
Appreciate that. So a lot of people are asking me, how can, if you have like a group or anything that they can join? I figure, I'll let you say.
Sure. So honestly, right now we are working on getting nonprofit status, and we want to do everything above board. We want to make sure we're 100% transparent with everything. Is our ultimate goal to have a multiple different groups under one umbrella that they can join under, so that we can go out funded and actually start making a stand against organizations that do want to destroy cities, that do want to assault? Absolutely. Right now we don't. So basically it's kind of one of those show up, show out type of deals. Every single one of these people just showed up because of me saying, hey, we're going to be there on the 5th. You know what I mean? So right now, no. But that is the ultimate goal. We need a good day today so that people can see, well, this is legitimate. Because of course the other groups are saying, oh, he never showed, like they were saying, oh, he's here, but he's hiding in the car. I'm sitting there like on my computer when people are sitting there. I'm like, I'm literally in Houston right now. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm nowhere near. I think that one was in. I think it was Louisville a couple weeks ago. But that we're serious about this. That we want to help cities, help fellow patriots come together, and in this situation where you are going to be painted as the bad guy, you are going to be painted. It's a lot easier to take that hit if you're in a group. If you got a group of fellow patriots like these guys right here that say, hey, I know who you are, I know what you're about, and it doesn't matter what these people say. And by these people, what I mean organizations. That they can call you whatever name they want to, we know what you're about. And that's all I care about. I want to make sure that the citizens know this isn't some extreme far-right group. We're not some white supremacist group like the media wants to try to. They try to paint anyone who stands up against any opposite, and they're automatically shot down. First thing. So I wanted to make sure that message, especially after the interview that was given with Grandmaster Jay with that reporter, I said, literally what she said, clearly, and she denies it. Instead of, all we asked for was an apology and a retraction, and she flat out just absolutely says, I wasn't talking about y'all. Well, we're the only patriotic group out today. I'm pretty sure you're not calling BLM, NFAC, or Antifa white supremacists. If the record's checked, I'm pretty sure they've never called them that. So who are you talking about? I'm talking about us. And we're okay about it. We get it. We understand that that's what we're going to be labeled as. But it's a lot easier to take that hit when you got a bunch of group men and women that believe in the same thing, they stand for the same thing, and they take that hit with you.
I think it's crazy that they get away with using that kind of rhetoric and sophistry
because there's this term that they accuse Trump of, and they accuse white Americans of, and they accuse conservatives of, and they say that we dog whistle.
Right.
And they say we're saying one thing and then we actually mean something else.
Right.
And it's a baseless claim when they use that.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
they do that. The people that are screaming the accusations at you are usually doing what they're screaming
Exactly.
at. So they are doing dog whistles. They speak in a way to like, oh, I wasn't talking about you when I asked them to murder you. I mean, murder somebody.
Right, exactly. Well, it's the same thing that you see. And the one thing I find to me, it's absolutely maddening. And you got a real good taste of it during the Wisconsin riots. When that gentleman the first guy that was shot, the one that was shot in the head, was a white gentleman, was confronting Kyle and antagonizing, shoot me MFer. He used the N-word around other black individuals probably no less than 15 times. And I'm trying to understand how such an offensive term could be okay regardless of what organization you're associated with. Why is it okay because he associates himself with a BLM group or an Antifa group to be able to use that kind of language? Well, I myself, in a million years, would never say something like that. How is he not a racist or a white supremacist just because he's associated with you so he can use that term, which is offensive to me, but because he stands with you, it's okay for him to say it. I have never used that term. We told the news lady that did the thing, go to my background, search me, find anything in my history that can be classified as racist, and it can't be done. Because I'm not. But people, they do it on camera. Like whenever they were there in the Portland shooting, the first thing he said, are you a Trumper? Are you a Trumper? Oh, you're a Trumper, and he fired 2 times, killing them instantly. Yeah. How is that okay? How is it okay? I mean, to me, it's just amazing that it's okay for individuals. It's like they pick and choose what's okay to say, what's not okay to say, what they're going to be angry about this week, what we're not going to be angry about. And then, so they try to keep you on your toes. Well, we just said, okay, we know you're going to be angry at us no matter what we do, you're going to make us hate or call us, hate organization. We're just going to do what we need to do to protect cities, to protect towns, to protect citizens, regardless of what you call us. And that's the ultimate goal.
What about the people who are afraid to go out?
Of course they are.
Afraid because of the doxing and
Hell
everything
yeah.
else. I mean, what do you have to say for them?
At some point, listen, here's the deal, okay? At some point in time, you're going to have to take your head out of stand and be counted. Take your head out of stand and be counted. There's going to come a time where you're going to be doxxed simply because of either your political stance or the color of your skin. Like you, for instance, as a black man. Your political stance, how many times have you been doxxed?
A lot.
Exactly.
A lot.
Exactly. My face and name and address is on the Antifa website. Okay? I'm okay with that. My family's okay with that because I know how to protect my family. I have stuff in place to protect them. Exactly. So, I mean, the bottom line is sooner or later, if we don't start taking a stand, what we're seeing now, this is the preamble. This isn't, they haven't hit the high note yet. This is all test cases. How much can we get away with? What can we get away with? And as that further and further, as they push that line back, we're saying, okay, we can do this now. Now we can do this. We can cut brake lines to cop cars. We can throw a Molotov cocktail in the cop car, and they walk in the front door of the police station, they walk them right back out the back. Because not by the cop's fault, because the Democratic DA refuses to charge them. Yep. Or the mayor says, no, let them out. Or the Minnesota fund, like Kamala Harris sets up that fund to literally do nothing but bail out Antifa and BLM. That's all the fund is for. How is that okay? That you literally are bailing out criminals who just tried, like in New York City, when they threw that Molotov cocktail in the van full of police officers. How in the world, in a million years, should a public officer, someone who is in government on a national level, bail out a criminal who tried to kill 6 police officers, premeditated first-degree murder of 6 police officers, walked in the front door, walked right out the back? How is that okay? Why is that okay? And that's the thing, is that this is the and I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about the violence. It's the preamble. If we don't stand up and be counted, if you don't take a stand, you don't want to see the crescendo.
Do you think we're behind the curve?
Absolutely. 100% we're behind the 8 ball. 100%. We don't have any funding. We don't have anything. What you have is a group of just parts. Because no one set up and said, okay, I'm gonna take the charge. I'm gonna show up regardless of anyone else does. We had no clue if anyone was gonna show up today. But we decided we were going to show up regardless and stand our ground because we're tired of it. You out there that are watching right now, you have to be tired of it. There has to come a time where you say, okay, I'm taking my head out of sand. I see what is happening in the world today. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist anymore.
This word is kind of an intense word. I don't want to use it too heavily. But do you feel that a lot of these politicians have actually crossed the line into actual treason?
Multiple times. Unfortunately, that word isn't used enough. because here, let me ask you this. Whenever Maxine, I use her as an example because she's a perfect example to use because she incited violence.
She does.
How do you, as Maxine Waters, how in the world can you, as a representative of citizens, all citizens, not just a certain group, but all your constituents, get up and say, if you see someone who is a supporter of this person, or you see them walking down the street, if you see them in a restaurant, if you see them at a gas station, you confront them. And by confront, we know what that means. That confrontation is not going to be, hey, let's talk about this. Why are you a Trump supporter? Why are you supporting the blue? No, it's going to be a violent assault. How in the world can you do that? Kuma, whenever in the newspaper, he told Trump, if he comes to New York City, you better have an army. Yeah, he does. He's the commander-in-chief. He has an army. But how can a governor say that? To the president.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. It got one article. How is that possible? When a sitting governor can tell the president, you better have an army before you come to my city, that is a threat. That is not just, that is a treasonous threat to the sitting president of the United States.
No matter the party.
No matter the party. But let's switch. Let's say for a second Hillary Clinton was in office. You think he would have said something like that to her? And it was a Republican governor, what do you think would have happened?
The dinner party.
Oh, hell would have broke loose. And that's the thing. The sides aren't even right now. We're behind the 8 ball. We're not on a level playing field. We got to get to that point where it's at least level, because all we're doing is trying to push against the wall, and our feet are sliding backwards. But now at least we're starting to get a grip and saying, okay. I mean, you can see it in the cities. Yes, it's small groups, but they're showing up and they're putting their lives at risk to say, I'm done. And what we're trying to say is, let's all come under one umbrella. Let's join forces. So it's not just 50 people here, 20 people there. It's 500 people here, 1,000 people there. And let's show up whenever they're going to be there. And let's make sure that you're protected and we push back. I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about don't allow them to incite that violence and nothing happens. Place fear, yeah.
We need you to come to Portland, like we've been saying. We've got several different groups and factions support. Go ahead.
No, you're good, brother. Go
So
ahead.
we've got several different factions and groups in Portland that are organizing different patriotic events, and they're like you said, they're kind of their own little pockets,
Right.
and sometimes they try to get together. But I think that you would be a perfect voice to unite.
And that's
that
the ultimate
to
goal.
get
That's
a
the
bigger-
ultimate goal.
Yes.
Is to have one united. Because here's the thing. For me, this isn't about, ego. This isn't about, for lack of a better word, like fame or money or anything. It has nothing to do about that for me. Okay. We're all here right now, and we did this out of our own pockets. This right here is about uniting patriots across this nation and saying, make the call and we'll show up. You're going to stand with us. That's you have to show up and be counted, though. You have to take a stand. If we see you struggling, you can best believe the Angry Viking, the patriots will be there. But we have to know that you're going to show. Because saying it, that you support the country on Facebook, or Instagram, or this, that's one thing. But being guys like you, being like these people out here, that's a whole different story.
Right.
I mean, I got nothing but mad respect for you guys. I mean, y'all literally go out there, and just face absolute chaos with no protection other than your vest and a camera, and hope that you won't be attacked for it, which you are, I'm sure, all the time.
Were you
So-
able to see any of the footage from, there was a big Patriot event on Saturday in Portland at the Justice Center about 2 weeks ago. About 300 Patriots came out, and then by the end of the day, there were thousands of Antifa out there.
Right.
They were throwing urine, feces, motor oil. They threw lye. I got a chemical burn on the back of my neck. They were
Right.
throwing paint balloons full of. There's a thing in Portland known as the concrete milkshake.
Right.
So you get caustic chemical burns. Did you happen to see any
I
of
did.
that?
I did.
Yeah, what'd
I
you-
watched it off of Steve's channel whenever he was live streaming that. And that's the thing. Whenever you're and they did the best they could. They did in my opinion, they did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
Outstanding job standing against unsurmountable amount of people because they came out of nowhere.
Yes, they do.
It was like just all of a sudden it was just a full-on assault.
They're very organized.
Very organized, and that's the problem. They're very organized, and we're not.
And one thing I want to make sure that people are realizing is that people don't even realize that Antifa and Black Lives Matter are organized the way they are, but they are. But this has been the process of 4 years of organization.
Yeah.
And if we don't stop it now, they're not just at a plateau right now. They're still growing and
Growing.
organizing, and that needs to be disrupted before it gets
Absolutely. And not just them disrupted, but us come together and grow as we disrupt. So it can't be just we disrupt them and then we disappear.
Yeah.
Because then you chop the head off one snake, the other snake, there's going to be another one pop right back into its place. We have to grow our numbers, grow as a cohesive unit, well, well coordinated, so that we can go to those cities like that. Like, to me, Portland's ground zero. I mean, it's just ground zero.
It's crazy,
I mean, it's absolutely every night you can just watch stuff, the chaos going over there, and it's called coordinated systemic attacks.
Right, that's what it is.
And unless we have an organization that can stand up and say, okay, we've got a game plan, we've done our research, we've talked with guys like you who are embedded, and now this is our plan of action, and we stay there and stand it, and don't back down. And I'm not saying the guys 2 weeks ago did that. I mean, they were being absolutely attacked from all directions. Yeah. You can only do so much with limited numbers when you're being attacked like that. I mean, sometimes a retreat is the best action to regroup. That's not a defeat. It's a retreat so you can regroup, come back stronger.
But something one of our streaming partners mentioned after that was that the groups that organized the protection for Back the Blue and the other groups that came out there, the younger people, the women, the older people, the groups that were out there for protection said that they were going to be there from 12 to 3 to protect those groups, and that's what happened. And then when they left,
it was game over.
They went and did what they said, and then they went home.
Right, and that's the problem, kids. When you come out to protect, and this chaos is still going on, and then you just leave, it's just that all it did was just allow them to be attacked.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a protection force unit, they got to stay the entire time for the entire duration. I've been like these guys, okay, rally's over, we're going home, and then I go march.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. But you got to stay until the. Huh? I won't. It makes no sense to have a protection unit with you if you're not going to actually remain for the entire time to be protected. Yeah. I think I have to end it, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
Can't
Thank
wait
y'all
to see
so
you
much.
in
Thanks for what y'all. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything y'all do, man. I really do appreciate it.
All right.
We'll do this.
Please do. Please do. Anything y'all need, whatever I can do.
Cool.
Something going on. I want to hang around and see what happens. I'm going to miss something, will you?
Yeah, I don't want to see.
It's on the comms. There's stuff going on.
He's with you? All right, cool.
Sorry.
Getting word of possible issue, troublemaking going on. A lot of security and organization here, so they're just making sure this stays safe and peaceful today. Do we have any update on when we're going to head out in March? Or?
I don't know. I'm in
Together right now.
Yeah.
I want to have you hold this right quick for a moment.
Yeah.
And this.
All right.
One time.
All right, I am double streaming the Villain Report on the Villain Report YouTube, and I'm also Villain Report right now on the BC Preacher channel. Hey, you guys, standing in for the BC Preacher. We're here in Kentucky, Louisville. I know I don't say that right. I've practiced it over and over, can't do it. But Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to be doing a militia patriot march here pretty soon. There are some high tensions in this city today, and there's a lot of potential for a lot of danger to happen. So we got a lot of patriots, a lot of trained soldiers here to make sure everything stays safe and peaceful, and hopefully nobody gets hurt today. But that was a great interview with the Angry Viking just now. I really love that guy to come to Portland and organize an event there. I know more and more people are willing to come out now, and it's time to put an end to the chaos that's going on at the Justice Center and in Portland in general. I don't know if you guys saw last night in Rochester, New York, they were actually going into a restaurant and flipping people's tables over, throwing their glasses on the ground and attacking people, and just getting crazy. And then I also saw in Rochester they were climbing onto the overhangs of people's houses and looking in their second-story windows and just terrorizing people. It's crazy. Look at this. BC Preacher's got way more viewers than me. He's got 1.1 thousand in there, and Villain Report's got 323. He pulls it in. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. It's nice. There's a lot of support for me and Preacher here today from all the Patriots. They're glad we're here, and they're keeping an eye out for us, so it's great. All right.
Thank you, Bill.
Get you back on stream.
Yep. to go handle a little bit of business.
Hey, you got like 4 times as many viewers than me right now.
You're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm on Face.
I started to download some software and get it integrated, and I just couldn't do it in time. I'm not that good techie, but I will start multi-streaming, or at least I'll experiment multi-streaming again here pretty soon and try to get it on all the platforms. There's issues with that because then I can't look at the chats, and I don't know. I tried to put a watermark on this morning. I had it all set up so that it would show Villain Report on my video, and it just wasn't working right. And so I'll try again tonight. So we'll get it together.
So we're gonna have to make some decisions here. See, me myself, I cannot mute on Facebook. Not that I know of. There might be a way, but as of now, I can't mute.
No way to mute on there?
No way to mute that I know of.
Touch the middle of the screen. No options came up?
So, but we'll have to talk about some stuff as far as we're going to.
I'm getting extra security help.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to discuss that right now?
We will a little bit.
Okay. All right, let me know. I'll go mute when we need to. How you guys doing?
Good.
Can I ask you a couple questions on my live stream? No? Okay.
Security team, we're not really supposed to have a
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. Thanks.
He's your security team now.
Yeah, we're your security team now.
Thank you.
My Marine fell out. I recruited some assistants. You guys like to split up too much.
Yeah.
Let's move up that way.
Okay. Go back up there to.
Let's go to the crowd.
Go back up to this crowd and see if they're.
I'm from Cuba, so I love it.
I'm gonna pop around this side of you. Instructions?
I'm not sure. Kind of standing around right now.
I mean, I'm glad.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna look at the chat ratio real quick. Do you want me to interview patriots, or do you want me to look at this Black Lives Matter drama stuff? What do you want me to do?
Our rights are God-given, not by our government, not by the politicians, not by the people that would choose to. They're just ripping us all off. You know, black people are being used as tools, just like white people. Just like white people. For decades, we have had our income stolen from us. The property that we own is taxed to higher rates. It's suppressed by basically robbing us of our wealth.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but there's a lot to unpack there, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so let's take a
lot
couple
of
steps.
information.
For you know, maybe for me and the rest of the viewers here, can you sort of tell us the difference between communism, Marxism, and how it is different from the public today?
All you gotta do is really look at China if you want to see communism.
Right, look at the Chinese Communist Party. They're under constant surveillance. They don't get to choose the work that they do. They're forced. It's basically forced labor in China right now. They're taking over technology. They want to surveil the world.
Yep. So I work in IT for a living. So believe me, I understand the IT piece here, right? Like I don't want to walk down the street and have my face splattered everywhere a million times and my information sold to the highest bidder. I'm not a fan of that.
Exactly.
Not a fan of that at all. And
You
so
guys do realize he's
I know who he is. Jason, I know who he is.
for BLM, right?
Yeah, we know.
Just making it clear.
I follow you, man. I watch your live streams all the
BLM,
time.
right?
Tara, I follow you too.
I mean, I'm a journalist. I
guys
believe that Black Lives Matter, but I'm not affiliated with the Black Lives Matter organization.
lives matter.
I think all lives can't matter until Black Lives matter. But yeah, all lives can matter.
All lives do matter. I mean,
But too many different ways.
Yeah,
let me
we're
finish
not
unpack what
talking
she was
about
saying.
Black Lives Matter and
Yeah.
the difference between all that.
Yeah, I want to go back to what we were talking about.
The bigger picture. The bigger picture.
Sure.
let him do his thing.
Yeah, let's get Viking, and then we'll come back.
So what we're gonna do real quick, I'm gonna do a meet and greet. I gotta do one interview with the news channel that's here because they got limited amount of time. It'll be a quick interview with them. I'm going to do a meet and greet with anyone that wants to meet, shake hands, take pictures, whatever you want. Okay, I'm here for you guys. And then any other media that wants to do interviews can come up after that if you want to hang around for that. But I want to make sure I get the Patriots taken care of first because they're here for that. And then after that, guys, we're going to hang around for about 30 minutes. We're going to make announcements on the march, okay, and what the plan is for that. Okay, we want to keep that secure as possible until we're actually ready to start making moves to do that. And now I'm sure you all can understand why. So if those that are planning on marching with us, we're not going to be actually doing it from here, just so y'all know, because I know that's a long way. So we're going to announce that, where we're going to be going, where we're going to be marching to, and then we'll just have a kick-ass day.
That's it.
Is that all okay? So give me, if y'all kind of hang around, talk, give me about 30 minutes to do the interview and then do meet and greets, and then we'll hit the road and get this party started. Yeah. Good? Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing okay right now, but he can't.
Excuse me, I'm right behind you. Excuse me, thank you.
Oh, stop. Yes. 100%.
You are wrong.
100% bad.
You want to talk
See, there's the problem. Oh, there's that conversation. I'm going to run away now because that's not something I want to hear.
You know who's pissing on that? Donald Trump.
No, he's not.
Okay.
How is it? Explain to me. Put it out there.
Quick fact. And everybody can look this up on video. Barack Obama stands there and makes a statement. These jobs ain't coming back. Get over it. They're not coming back. Amazingly, a lot of these jobs are coming back. And everybody says, oh, well, Trump is pissing off everybody around the world. Well, sure, he's pissing them off because you know what he's doing? He's saying, fuck you, you're going to do your job. That's what you're going to do. You're going to put 3% of your gross domestic product in an area like you're supposed to.
Yes, we were.
We were,
but we're not.
Well,
You're going to do what
who
you're
have blamed for that?
supposed to do.
Democrats, I'm sure.
No,
right?
no.
Democrats.
Well, unless they're in with China. Oh, wait, Joe is.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. We're not going to settle our Trump-Biden differences today.
No, 'cause
Well,
you're
that's what
wrong.
it boils down to, really.
Biden can't even put a sentence together. He talks about liking little kids rubbing on his leg. And that's who you want to vote
Just
for.
said it doesn't matter who the
We
president
agree on a
is.
lot of things.
Just
They're both
expand on that
lousy
a little bit for
candidates,
me.
no question about it.
Tara, I'm not really feeling like
Trump is now trashing.
If you don't know, then you just
there's
been
a
sleeping.
lot of very
Matter of
intricate
fact,
details.
Anybody serve in the military? Anybody? How do you feel about what Trump's saying about the military, bud?
Jason, VillainReport online. I've been documenting the riots in Portland and Northwest. Can I interview you for a second?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a conversation.
Let's step on for a little bit.
Going in the shade.
All right, so I'll let you introduce yourself to my stream, and then I'll introduce myself to yours.
Sure. I'm Jason Downey. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I've been sort of live streaming, the protests and unrest in Louisville since day 2, and we are on day 101. So I've been down here in Louisville pretty heavy. I have not been anywhere else. My concerns are not really anywhere else. I'm trying to take care of my home first.
All right. And I heard you saying you're in support of the Black Lives Matter.
I believe that Black Lives Matter, and I support any movement pushing us towards equality. I have no affiliation with the Black Lives Matter chapter or organization.
Okay. And do you support the riots or the Antifa factions in the country right now?
I don't support rioting of any way, shape, or fashion. I don't condone destroying buildings. I don't condone setting fires. I don't condone violence.
All right. Okay. And I go by Villain Report, Villain Phoenix online. I'm Villain Report live on YouTube right now. Facebook and Twitter is my other platforms. I have been documenting since day 1. Actually, I documented some of the political speeches, the days leading up to the day 1 riots. I've been to CHOP. I filmed a horrific shooting there, helped get a boy to the hospital there. Anyways, I've been in the heat of it for a couple months. I've actually been attacked, so I can't go into the riots as easy as I was. I used to go into the riots dressed as Antifa and film. I wasn't trying to deceive anybody. I was just trying to go in there and see what for myself and show people, and I was trying to just fit in without getting attacked. But
And one more time, can you say your platform out? Just one more time.
So right now I'm live on YouTube, Villain Report. I also have Facebook and Twitter, which is also Villain Report.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So look, I got the question of. I guess you're not from what you said. You're not out here counter protesting, but from what I saw you grilling people pretty hard. You kind of it seems like you're showing up to the opposition today to go on. I guess I do that too, but I've noticed a lot that there's a lot of counter protesting going on, and when the patriots or the conservatives or the religious people try to put an event together and do their own protest, the other side won't allow it, and they'll get it shut down. But that doesn't really happen on the other side when the left or the communists or not Antifa, because they don't do it peacefully, but Black Lives Matter, when they do a peaceful protest, you don't see the conservatives showing up trying to stop them from exercising the right to do that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, so just to reiterate, I only know Louisville, Kentucky. Unlike you, I haven't traveled to other cities. I can only speak to what's happened here.
All right.
And so since I've been around, there have been two sort of Back the Blue type rallies. There was one in Southern Indiana, which is right across the bridge, and there was one at the Fraternal Order of Police headquarters, which is kind of in South Louisville. And as you mentioned, like counter protests, did show up. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, I support anybody's First or Second Amendment right, whether that's to protest or counter protest or show a solidarity or march or do whatever. So for lack of a better term, if BLM supporters want to protest a police movement, then sure, that's the right, in the same way that it's the right for like a rally to take place.
So I don't understand that. Can you say that one more time?
So I support anybody's First and Second Amendment rights to protest. So if someone chooses to have sort of a rally like this, and should there be 1,000 cars of opposition show up, I support that too. At the end of the day, I support any day that people on both sides, including police in the middle or whatever, that everybody goes home safe. Yeah. That to me is a good protest day.
So I've been trying to think about this and put my mind on it for a couple months and protesting. Our Constitution doesn't actually give us a right to protest. It gives us the right to freedom of assembly.
Yeah.
We can assemble peaceably. We don't have the right to go stop highways, to disrupt businesses, definitely not to riot. And so when somebody is coming to an event to counter another event, that is disruption and kind of antagonization. It's not a freedom. It's not an assembly. They are there to disrupt something.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. Yeah. But ultimately, every state has different rules about how people can assemble. And you talk about like blocking roadways specifically. Definitely here in Louisville, any sort of blocking of roadway, whether it's a protest or counter-protest, is deemed unlawful, and police have made arrests for it.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
Yeah, and so that does happen. That being said, I'm a firm believer that if your protest follows all of the rules, then everyone's just going to ignore you. I mean, fact of the matter is if all this movement was girls in yoga pants hanging out on sidewalks holding up signs, it probably wouldn't get any attention. As John Lewis used to call it, there's good trouble, right? Like, look at like the sit-ins that happened back in the 60s. Completely nonviolent protests where they just sat in cafes and said, we're not going to serve black customers. And they just sat in the cafes. And what they did was that costed those owners money until they changed the policy. It's disruptive.
But I'll give a caveat on that.
Sure.
And they're going into a restaurant to receive service. And I assume that if they would have been given service, they would have purchased those services at that restaurant, the goods.
Well,
so blocking a highway, you are purely disrupting other people. You're not trying to stand up for your right to do something. You're trying to stop other people's right to do something. So the sit-in, I'm for the sit-ins and what happened in the 60s. That's a complicated issue there, and I don't want to get too deep into that right now. That would be a heavy topic to discuss.
Yeah, real heavy.
But they were fighting for the right to do something. They weren't trying to stop other people from exercising their rights. So I don't think that the correlation between the sit-in and blocking a highway is the same thing. And I know you broadly said not following all the rules, and I agree. There's a time for civil disobedience, but civilly disobedience. And
so I say this from a place of somebody that I don't organize protests. I don't organize counter-protests. I literally show up with my phone, and I hear about shit at the same time.
Yeah, the reason why I'm drilling you on these line of questions because I saw your dialogue over there and the interactions you were having back and forth. And And while I understand you are here on your own and just reporting on your own, you are also giving those opposing ideologies and belief points and arguing for them and defending them.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. Like I said, I'm not a protest organizer. It's not on me to tell other people how to protest.
Yeah.
You know, as a member of the media, no matter what my personal beliefs are, you know, I show up and document. And if people feel like that they need to block traffic, then they can go do that. I'm not saying that they should be met with repercussions, but they can do that, and it's not my position to stop them.
So I've been in the Pacific Northwest for quite a while. This is completely off topic.
Yep.
There sounds like there's some flying rattlesnakes up in the trees right now. What's going on right now? Is this something we need to be concerned about?
So those are called cicadas. Cicadas come through us down here in Kentucky land every other year, and it's like every 6 or 7 years it gets real bad.
Yeah.
This is not a real bad year. It gets kind of deafening sometimes. But those are called cicadas. They're harmless.
Yeah.
That's some Kentucky spirit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the trees, and like you actually, if you get close, they shed their skin and they leave shells that are like this big. It's like above a bug. It's kind of wild looking.
So, you being here in Louisville, how do you say it?
If you're from here, it's Louisville, just 2 syllables, but it's actually Louisville after King Louis. Locals call it Louisville. It's actually called Louisville.
So I'm supposed to say it weird to let you guys know I'm not from here.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, call it Louisville, and we'll definitely know that you are from nowhere close.
All right, so you said you're familiar with this area. I'm not.
Sure.
I'm familiar with the Northwest and the demographics and the workings up there. Is Antifa have a presence here, or are they gathering in Black Bloc and attacking businesses and people?
Antifa is like, it's not an organization, right? Like it's a.
I disagree.
Well,
I disagree strongly.
So I can't speak with the rest of the world, but like here, there's no Antifa organization. Like there's no George Soros checks. There's no Democratic Party that's sending us food every Friday. None of that happens. None of that happens here. Like I said, I can't speak to the rest of the world. None of that happens here. The people that are out protesting here are doing it because that's what their heart tells them to do.
Yeah.
And we have not had a massive rioting, looting, burning presence. 0 buildings have been burnt down in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, I was watching things last night, and I saw the movement getting a little rowdy, the Black Lives Matter crowd, which is very different than the Portland Black Lives Matter crowd, because I noticed almost all the Black Lives Matter crowd were black individuals last night here in Louisville. Up in Portland, they're almost all white. But I noticed them push back in an area downtown. I believe it was near the I forget what number, 4th Precinct or something downtown.
4th Precinct
and,
downtown.
I was looking at how I would gauge Portland and thinking the Grand Master NFAC guy is here causing shenanigans yesterday, and I was like, tonight's it. It's going to pop off in Louisville tonight, and that's going to happen.
Well,
but different dynamics down here.
Yeah. And let me unpack that for a minute, right? And so that's what always concerns me about stuff like this, because if they're trying to go to a town, they're trying to stop, and show their support for police forces where there's been buildings burnt and massive rioting and looting. That's not here. That doesn't happen in Louisville, Kentucky. It happened 2 days. On day 2 of protest and day 3 of protest, there was a block and a half in what's called 4th Street Live, which is kind of like the heart of our bar district downtown. There was a block and a half. And you know what? Fucking travesty. I don't want those buildings to get raided and looted. I didn't want them to get whatever, right? But I also believe those were opportunists. The people that I saw, because I stood there live streaming. There's a live stream on my Facebook page of me in the middle of it, like, holy shit. I mean, I'm in there. Yeah. And those faces that are on that live stream doing that behavior, they're not down protesting with us today. There are people that are taking advantage of the disarray of police. Right. There's a huge difference between those that riot and those that loot and those that protest.
When you said those people are not down here protesting with us today, what do you mean? Because this demographic,
I'm sorry. I meant like the ones that, like downtown Louisville, Kentucky, that are still marching every night. Not us here. Not us here.
But you're from here, so you know more than I do. But you represented these gentlemen and women that came here, and as though maybe they shouldn't be here causing drama. But you do understand why this group gathered in this city on this day, right?
Because of Derby Day.
No. Well, to what's happening to Derby Day. So Grand Master, the NFAC, said he was going to shut down the Kentucky Derby. That's why there's no spectators this year.
There's no spectators because of COVID.
I've seen misreports or differing reports on that. I've seen some places saying that it was already going to be that way, but I've seen some places say that they shut it down.
The CEO of Churchill Downs came out and cut it down to 23,000 people several months ago, and then just a few weeks ago cut it down to only the horses and their owners and 16 tickets apiece.
The reason why that happened is because NFAC bought 2,000 tickets to spectate, and they announced publicly that they were going to come mess with the Kentucky Derby and shut it down. They also said they were
not even 2,000 tickets for the Derby. There's 16 per horse. Those are given to the owner, and there's like 12 horses in the Kentucky Derby and a couple races before.
I'll give you that. I don't know about it, but I drove around that building and checked it out last night. I'm sure that tens of thousands of people could fit in there.
Well, absolutely, but there's less than 1,000 that are attending this year. There were less than 1,000 tickets that were not even sold. They were given to the owners of horses.
Okay, so I probably have some of the details mixed up, but the NFAC announced that they were going to go in and mess that up, and they were going to put a wall up and stop anybody from going in there. And that is why this organization came up, because all these Americans and these patriots are tired of seeing city after city after city explode into violence, and they did not want another Minnesota-Michigan issue that happened.
I agree. As someone that's from Louisville, Kentucky, I don't want Churchill Downs to go anywhere.
Yeah, they are here to stop the NFAC from screwing up the city. That's why this group got together.
Okay, so let me ask, why is this group marching to the waterfront, not marching towards Churchill Downs?
Because their point is to keep peaceful. Their point is to get here and show a presence to show these rioters that are doing these things that if this keeps on, they've got some strong men that are going to cause some violence if they have to.
So to skip back 3 or 4 points, right? Like you talked about counter-protesting, how you felt counter-protesting, was a disruption.
True.
So when we talk about NFAC's ability to stand out in front, and now you're telling me that this group is here to stop that, isn't that the same level of disruption?
We're going in conversation again?
Well, yeah, we're
we
back
talked
to
about the
previous
difference between standing up and protesting and assembling for your right to do something. Sure. And we talked about the difference between a group trying to stop other people from doing something. The NFAC is not protesting to protect their right for something. They are out to disrupt the city's biggest, I assume, the Kentucky Derby is the biggest thing in the world here, right?
Before COVID, it was, and now it's not shit.
So they're here to stop that, to terrorize people, and to scare people, and to force their views on Breonna Taylor on the rest of us. I'm not trying to get into the ins and outs of Breonna Taylor, but they are trying to use terror to force their view on a city. And so these gentlemen and women showed up here to say this will not happen. We are trained and capable of becoming greatly violent and bringing hellfire down upon those that are going to keep hurting people. So these people are here to keep the peace and as a warning to say this will not happen longer.
So do you think that these people are going to go meet NFAC today?
I hope not. I like you, I'm here reporting on things, and so I don't have all the information. Yeah. But as I understand, and I've talked to the leaders of these groups and the Angry Viking, their goal is to stay as peaceful as possible. They've prayed for both sides. They've asked for everybody to be controlled and do not get rowdy. He mentioned that there's another militia group meeting somewhere else today that's a patriotic group, and they were a little bit rowdy, so they distanced themselves from that and wanted to be. So this group is here to protect the American citizens and to show their willingness to use force if it's necessary. So they want to say, if you're going to keep burning down our cities, if you're going to keep attacking innocent people, you're going to get attacked, and we're going to bring the fight. But their goal is peace. So it sounds like some crazy stuff is going on over here. Let's get over it.
Stream real quick.
VillainReport on YouTube Live, VillainReport on Facebook, VillainReport on Twitter. Villain.
I'm just a dude with a...
Tell the truth! American lives matter. That's it. Hold on. Right? 1, 2, 3.
Voices will be heard.
Yep.
America, she will hear our voice.
No cameras.
All right. Anybody takes that and misconstrues or whatever, I don't fucking care. We're patriots. We love our country. We love everybody who loves our country. If you hate our country, I'm gonna tell you straight up and fucking what? I fucking hate you. If you speak against my country, guess what? Those words apply to you.
Yes, sir.
If you are not for the love of this country, the U.S. Constitution, you need to rethink your stance in life. That's all I got to say on that. Rock and roll.
Jessica Wright, $25 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Great job.
Plenty of grass back there if you need to feed.
Nope. We tried.
Get out of the middle of this here.
We're going at it with verbally.
We got a little bit of tension there for a minute. Calm down now. Notice you guys will see when it's a riot or a Black Lives Matter unpeaceful demonstration, Antifa unpeaceful demonstration, it usually doesn't stop and it pops off. But from my experience at these patriotic events, when energy kind of gets a little tense there's a lot of cool heads in the crowd that calm it down.
All you patriots, draw your attention up here.
Hey, don't give up. If they're going to say false stuff, don't give them the time of the day. That's part of the problem. Is we can't be truthful. We've got to twist stuff up for a certain narrative. Why not live by the truth instead of making stuff up? Instead of thinking, well, I think it was this way or I think it was that way. No. Why don't you just tell the damn truth?
Facts don't care about your feelings.
We're not here because of racism. We're not here because of nationalism. We're not here because we're white supremacists. I didn't choose to be born white. I'm sorry. I didn't get to choose that. Be proud of who the hell you are and make the best of your life, and then your life will be a whole hell of a lot better. You know what? Because they may be employed by somebody that wants them to show things a certain way. Why don't you quit that job and stand for the truth? And if it's the truth don't pay as well, then you're being driven by greed. Sure. About money, then we've missed it. Patriotism knows no color. We don't know any color. Why do we have? But you're not just going to get it handed to you. I've got a young Mexican friend.
I'm from Cuba.
Right there, that's my Cuban. Get up here. Get up here.
Hell yeah!
Get him up here. Hey, here's your racism. No, but here, right here. You don't know what these people have had to go through that have come from this nation. Let me tell you a little bit.
Hello, everybody. The first I have to say is God bless America, God bless our Constitution.
Put back a little bit more.
I've been living here in the United States for 15 years. I escaped from the communists in Cuba. I saw here everybody, people that is right now turning the country apart using the Che Guevara as an image over here. Che Guevara killed as many Cubans he want. He just killed because we think different. We want to be different. So they want to give us just a communist. I come from a country that it was a free healthcare, free education. What kind of free education was? They teach us how to love communists, socialists, and how hate America. Yeah. That's what they teach us. But you know what?
Someone take that woman's comment out of there.
People that born free It's not break and brain. It's not wash and brain. So we stand up for that shit. Okay, so right now, what I can see, if it happen right now, I'm against, I might support everybody's rights, but what I can see right now is a socialist and communist agenda behind everything. Yeah. So we can't allow that. We can't allow any other different feelings. No, everybody thinking of different ideas. Yes, I'm okay with that. But when you want to take out my freedom, stop. It's time for raise our voice. So we can see how faithful on the media. USA! 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 As Donald Reagan said one time on his speech, he got a friend that speak how that Cuban man escaped from the communists at that time, and he say, how lucky you are. This is the last place that we find to escape. Now, I don't want to escape to any other place. We want to stand up for this country. This is what it is, what we got.
He's on fire.
Respect everybody. We got in Cuba, we got all nationality, we got black people, we got everybody, we lose our brother. But we stand up for the balance that we have on this country, this constitution. And everybody come to this country because it's a free country. So, if we want to show that we are better than any police that have used the repression, any government that use our power, we need to show that we are better. So we need to build, not destroy. That's what I mean, and that's what I got to say today. I will stand up for this country. Thank you. I feel so proud to give me this opportunity. USA! 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 USA!
Actually, not having any more.
They want to steal your freedom again. You lost your one. You over here. They want to get you again. Don't let it.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen. Y'all need to check your hearts. If you telling stuff that's not right, or if it's off, or it's skewed a little bit, you try and sell people half truths and that. You better tell the whole truth, because that's what's hurting our country. Because people hear the media. People hear the media, and when you repeat something often enough, people are going to believe it. How can you live with yourself and report something that's half true and half false? Don't you have a conscience? If you're reporting that way, look in the mirror and say, did I do what was right? You might have for your employer, if that's the case, I don't know. But we have all got to check our conscience. And that's part of the problem in this nation. You just heard a Cuban, he just came up out of nowhere because he heard and he spoke. And I've met with another Cuban lady a month and a half ago. She came up to me. She said, you don't want socialism, trust me. I spent 32 years under socialism. You don't want that. It never has succeeded. Socialism has never succeeded. We were never meant to be dominated in such a way that somebody else had to think for us all the time and tell us how to think. We're not programmed that way. That's why we're here. So, listen, I don't know. I'm not going to even, I love the new generation. I don't care how old they are. Yeah, exactly. And that is why we are here. We are here for people like him. If we're going to be equal, let's be equal around the board.
Hey, how you doing? Live streamer from the Pacific Northwest. I've been documenting the riots for a couple months. Can I interview right now?
Hey, where can I follow you guys at? I am on YouTube, VillainReport. VillainReport on YouTube. That's the black conservative preacher. He's on Facebook.
It costs money, travel, time away from family. Louisville appreciates us. Yeah! Yeah!
So I just want to coach you after.
Yeah!
All right, so I'm live right now on YouTube, VillainReport. I've been documenting inside the riots and around the riots in the Pacific Northwest for a couple months. I was in, did you hear about Chaz or Chop? I was there and I recorded a very bad shooting that happened there. I helped one of the boys get to the hospital. I've been in the heat of this for quite a while, so my audience was loving what you were saying over there. And I just want to interview you a little bit better. I'm going to turn the mic up a little bit. All right. Do you want to say your name?
Yes, Louisville.
Can you say it a little bit clearer so people can I couldn't understand. Louis?
Yeah.
Louis, like the Louisville?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought what you were saying up there was amazing. I have been looking into communism for really deeply the last 5 years. I looked into it before, but the last 5 years, I've seen certain patterns of the destruction of the family, the destruction of communities, the attack on the police system, and many other things that match the push towards socialism that I've read about and seen about in other countries, and things that are happening in Venezuela right now.
Yeah.
You said that you're from Cuba.
I'm from Cuba, yeah.
And you said that you escaped the communism there?
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, what happened Cuba before 1959 was a democratic country. Same way, so we got a good life even like here in the United States. But when Castro came with the communists, the first he did is he shut down any other ideas for the people, and he want just be communist, everybody. So if it's like you are with me or no, you die. That's on his own word. So my family, they was put on jail for 1959 because they think different than this communist government. And my grandfather, he was like 70 years old. My father, my mom, even my brother, he was 5 years old. He was 3 years. And they were separated from the family and they moved to another place in the country. And it was like a jail. They was in jail and they had to build a city where they never came back wherever they lived before. So that was so bad. We have a persecution all the time later because they call me the son of the rebels or stuff like that. And they make us, our family, to look back. And what I was playing in there, it was, we have free healthcare, we have free education. But you know how look like over education? When they try to teach you over here like a war, a full war, and they say love for communists. So that's how it works, the free education. And when they say hate to the United States. That's the free education we have in there. So it's just a manipulation and wash your brain. So I've been
indoctrination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, an indoctrination. Yeah, that's what it is.
You mentioned the Che Guevara shirt, and a lot of people that understand that history, they cannot. They're overwhelmed by the irony of somebody celebrating that on a T-shirt as though it were a good thing.
Yes, and that's what I've been seeing here. Even here in Louisville, I've been taking pictures people using. Even they don't know who was him. So he banned black people, gay people, rock musician, everything. So when you saw people with that, you say, you know who you got in there? This guy will kill you. This guy will make you sent to a concentrate camp to work hard just because you have a different idea, because you think different. So they don't know about it. So Che Guevara, he killed as many Cubans he wants just to get on the revolution, just to get what he wants. So it's ideology.
You said you and your family escaped from Cuba.
Yeah.
How did you guys get out?
So it is between United States and Cuba. We have a relation about refugees.
So you made it out as through a political process of refugee.
Yeah.
All right. And how would you describe life in communist Cuba compared to non-communist U.S.?
Yeah. Well, I was living in Cuba for 32 years. So it was a difficult life. So in a communist, you don't have any right to speak. When we're talking here about police repression, You can have any police maybe doing or see any police doing repression by itself, but over there it's sent by the government. The government is sent to be like that, represent the people, just for think different, not for be a delinquent or destroying something. No, it's just you walking on the street and they come to you and they asking for ID. Who are you? What you got in there? So you don't have any right. They violate your rights every time. First they did too. They make you eat whatever they want. So they give you a book. That way they call it, it's a food book. And they're telling you just go buy shopping what they want. Just a piece of bread, just a 5 pounds of rice, and that's it. You don't have it. Even the kids, they remove the milk. They don't have right to keep drinking milk after 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
Does that sound good? It's not sound good. You want that for the kids in here? You want to break it out your freedom? So I come to this country with empty arm, nothing, with nothing, just with a backpack, just with a bunch of dreams that I've been getting every year. I've been successful here in this country. Why? Because I got the opportunity. The other thing, I don't asking to the United States give me any free share or anything like that. Just give me the opportunity to work, to be successful, and that's what I've been doing. You're showing how good I am. So with the opportunity to do it, and we have many Cuban friends, black, white, whatever, anything, and they think the same. They have the same opportunity.
That's amazing. I commend you for that. That's the kind of immigrants that America wants. We want people to come in here that are going to work hard and help the country and help themselves. People say that America are they're racist and they don't want any immigrants. No, we want people to come here and help us thrive, and we'll help them thrive. And we just don't want people to come here and destroy our own country.
Yes, of course. I saw many people coming here from other countries, and they burn the flag. They burn the American flag.
Yeah.
What you are doing here if you come to burn American flag? That does not make sense. So you have to come to this country. You need to learn about this country. You need to learn about this story. You need to learn how many people died to get this freedom that we have on this country.
Yeah, I agree. It used to be part of the immigration process to have to learn those kind of things.
Yes, they do.
You mentioned that from your perspective, you're seeing a lot of communist things being implemented into America right now. So do you think that America is being pushed into communism right now?
Yes, I think, it is on the university. You can see them talking about Marxism, so the old ideas are improving into the Marxism or whatever. You've been here every day. So it's not what I'm saying, it's just you can see, as I say, you see people with the Che Guevara. What are you doing with the Che Guevara in there?
Yeah. So I believe so too, but I'm an American and have grown up here, and I've read about it and learned about it, and so people will often just dismiss me and say I don't know what I'm talking about. But you've lived under a communist regime and escaped it, and so you've had that real life experience. And if I'm right, you're saying that is building up here in America right now.
Exactly. Many Americans, they don't believe in me. They say I'm anti-Yankee because what happened to me in Cuba. No, it is right there. What happened is you can see, and it's growing on, and one time your freedom is gone. That's it. If you don't stand up for your freedom, that's it. Nobody's gonna do it. So that's what we call here our constitution is we the people, so we need to be better. We are the one that build this country, the people here in this country, how many people die, whatever. Yeah, we have to be better. But you have to show.
Personally, going through all that, and now that you're seeing what's happening in America, the same thing you escaped is rising up. How does that make you feel? What does that do to you personally?
What's the question exactly? How I'm feeling? How
you
the
communism rising in America after you escaped it? How does that make you feel?
It feels scared, really, for real. It feels scared because what happened is right now you see people stand up, but before the people were sleeping. People just think that we just creating a fear that is not here, but yes, it's here. So it's gonna go away just very easy right now. First they did Fidel, he removed our guns. He said, we don't need guns. So he removed our guns, and what he did first, is what I'm saying right now, he destroyed all the private business. So if you are against the private business, why? These people it's we, the people. People with private business, we the people. We are the same. So why are you destroying other people's business?
So this next question, I don't want to put you on the spot, so if it's too difficult to answer, just say pass. But so you've got personal experience on living in a communist society, and now you've experienced the freedom of America. Is there anything that you could see that Americans can do to stop this from growing? Is there any wisdom that you've had from your experiences that you'd let people know
this is something you could do to help stop this?
Well, first, we need to teach in our kids our history, how people fight and die for our freedom, how you can go to a school right now and living in freedom and well here because those people that fight for this freedom and why we was fighting at that time. So that's one of the things, yes. Because right now, they're just pushing our kids to learn whatever they want, like happened to us in Cuba.
I just want to commend you, and I thank you for this interview. We can have these intellectual talks over and over and over, and you can find people like you that have dug through this and found the truth and try to tell people about it. But sadly, the way the world is today is that people have to look a certain way, or you have to have lived it. And you've lived it, so I just ask you to get a platform online, get many platforms to keep speaking this and let your voice be heard, because it is so very important to tell people what you've experienced and what you fear is going to happen here.
Exactly, but this is what happened. When we have a freedom, everybody to think on different ideas, so sometimes you can change all the people's ideas, because they don't want. They don't want, even they listen to you, you give them the proof of what happened, they don't want to change. So sometimes they speak, sometimes it don't work for some people. You lose your time.
One thing I've noticed in the last couple of months of trying to figure out what am I doing? When I'm speaking and I'm doing live streams and interviewing people, what's my purpose and who am I speaking to? Because I know what you're talking about. A lot of people aren't going to listen no matter what. But I'm not a Christian, but I love the Bible. And I follow a lot of it. There's something that Jesus said. He said, to those who have eyes to see, ears to hear. And then he spoke. Yeah. So he was targeting his audience. So yeah, a lot of people aren't going to listen, but you speak to those that are going to listen, those that can hear. So just keep speaking out on the rooftops, man, and people will hear you.
Yes, I was doing for 15 years since I come here to America, because I saw anything that it looked like what happened to us. And always it's a beginning in something. So it's not like you're waiting for communists and you have to wait to say, yes, there is a communist. No, you have to shoot it down before it come up. So you have to listen to people that know your knowledge what it happened, and this is not good. So they have to listen, believe in what we say or no, but it is there. The idea of communism is right there.
So this today, all these men showing up with guns and patriotic, you're happy to see this.
This is freedom.
Yeah?
This is United States. God bless America.
Yeah.
This is our second constitution right here.
Right.
It is freedom. It doesn't matter to me he got a gun. You're right to bear a gun. You have a gun to bear a gun. That's your right. That's a right that Fidel take away from me. So I'm proud of that. That's why I come to this country. Why I come to this country? Why I want to change this country. This is the reason I come to this country.
Yeah, and you're the kind of person you want coming.
We the people, this constitution being forever in here, this is the only place that we will have a freedom.
Your passionate love for America is just inspiring me. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Can I ask you, do you have any social media platforms that you use to speak on right now? Do you have a Facebook or a Twitter or something that you speak to people on?
Yeah, I got Facebook.
Would you like to tell the audience that so they can give you some words of encouragement, or we can help get your voice spread out more?
Yeah, you can check on, we have a community here, Cuban American community, and it's the Cuban American, you can find me by my name too, Louisville.
Okay, can you slowly spell out the name so they can hear you on and they'll find you?
L-U-Z-V-I-V-A-S.
Okay. And
you will see my support for the Second Amendment in there.
Great. I'm gonna tell my crowd to send you a note and let you know how much they appreciate what you said today. Like you were on fire with what you were saying, man. Everybody here loved everything you had to say, and we're so thankful that you're speaking up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say what I'm feeling right now, because as you asked before, that's what the feeling that I have it, that this is building the same way that happened to our father in 1959, so I don't want this happening here. Now my kids grew up in this country, and I don't want that to happen to them. I don't want they live it the same way we live it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
And Luis, my platform right now, I'm on YouTube. It's Villain, like a bad guy, like Muhaha, Villain Report. Okay. So if you want to watch this later, you can go to Villain Report and see your interview and share it. You can clip that and edit it and send your speech out to people. Use it however you want. I want your voice to get out. So thank you very, very much for your voice, and I appreciate the interview.
Thank you.
This guy's on fire.
Gracias para todo. Because my father is.
I say thank you to America.
I got this man to relate myself, thanks, sir.
we get rowdy over there for a second? Or is that just patriotic?
And that's from my room. And we came here, all the brothers came here, illegal, work hard, build their businesses, they loved America.
They did it, they had a sign, right?
Yeah, even that's what I
It's a
was talking to
passion.
people. Even when you come to this country, you lot on you build your family, you build business, you do everything. So how you are born here? How you gonna say that you don't have opportunity? I'm from Cuba. We're 32 years old, and I just come with one backpack. I got everything that I really have.
You're by the right person. Or, some or
One of my
whatever.
good friends came here when she was
Don't
a
get
little
right
girl.
there, shit
When
up.
she got off the airplane from Peru.
All that shit they got
kissed the
talking
ground.
about.
She never saw carpet. She never had running water. She didn't have a fucking toilet.
Don't put me on camera.
So everything was like magic.
About
She didn't believe
Louisville,
it.
did you see pictures of Louisville? They boarded up the Justice Center because they tearing the damn place up.
That's nice.
No, over the last couple of weeks, they boarded up the police station, the courthouse. All that shit he was
Sad that that's having to happen.
Yeah, all that shit he was saying, because I can't say anything, I'm security.
Yeah.
All that shit he was saying. Every day.
I'm gonna go try to talk to this giant guy over there that was listening. He seemed like. Whenever I see a giant, I gotta interview him. Hey, buddy. Is it all right to interview you real quick? Yeah. To be honest, every time I see a giant with a gun stand up for Patriots, I gotta go talk to him.
Not quite a giant.
You're a pretty big man. There's a few of these guys that could take you here.
I'm sure there's plenty.
I saw you agreeing with everything Luis was saying over there, and you seemed like you had some strong opinions yourself. Why are you out here today?
I'm just out here to support freedom, to support Blue Lives Matter, and all lives for that matter, because that's what this is about. This is about, regardless of your race, creed, what have you, it's about your freedoms, and you're free to express yourself however. And I consider myself a constitutional conservative, and that's what this country's based on, and I don't want to see those freedoms lost.
Right on. One thing I noticed is that at these events, more and more people are saying all lives matter.
Absolutely.
And until recently, you see that on the media, and it's like it's a dirty thing to say.
Exactly.
But what I'm also noticing is that more and more people that are saying that, not to offend people, but to say that because they believe it.
I truly believe it.
That takes away from that. And the more you see people that actually mean those words, they're not trying to trigger people, they mean it.
Absolutely, and all lives matter mean black lives, Asian lives, what have you. It doesn't matter. I don't care about the color of your skin. I met a black patriot brother out here this morning that, our views align completely, and I told him I was glad to see him, and I wish I'd see more guys like him out here.
Service street preacher?
I don't know.
Wearing the army hat?
No, sir. No, sir.
Another guy. Okay. All right.
So that's basically the gist of
Street
it.
preacher is one of my group. We're from the Pacific Northwest.
Okay. There's plenty of patriots out there, and his point was his family is mainly Democratic, and they kind of look down on him being conservative, and he said there's a lot more black conservatives than you realize. They're just afraid to come out. So.
Yeah, I talked to my buddy. He says stuff like that a lot. They also get treated horrible. They call him coon and other horrible slurs.
Uncle Tom,
et
cetera, et
agree
cetera.
with the way you're supposed to be. He constantly talks about. What does that mean to be black? Like, why they tell him he's not black or he's not being black right? And it's just like, what does that even mean?
And like Luis, that's the type of immigrant that we want here. That's a brother in arms and a fellow American, and I could care less about the color of your skin.
We are welcome, arms open for people to come in our country the right way.
Absolutely.
And to come here and to take care of themselves and not come here and mooch off the country.
100%. 100%. We were all immigrants at one point, I'm mainly Irish, and they were some of the original oppressed. But we're all here and we're on the same level, The platform is equal for all of us.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to go march.
Preach, brother. Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.
Nice talking to you. I want to see you on that. Oh, yeah. We'll be there.
All right, y'all. You want to get on what the paperwork look like over here?
Actually, I got somebody to...
Oh, yeah? All right, on. You see where Preacher is? Okay. How you doing?
Good.
I got a camera back on. Thank you.
Keep in mind, Black Lives Matter as a movement, as a slogan, has nothing to do with the organization.
Well, that's fine.
And our local groups don't really see eye to eye with the local BLM and the national BLM. And we don't see eye to eye
together. Why not get a new name?
Last night,
so you're not associated with people that are causing problems.
Well, in my position is,
I mean, that's my opinion.
The protesters that I represent are peaceful. If you loot, if you damage property, if you steal, you're a criminal. You should be charged.
I agree.
No matter what side you're on.
I agree.
So, you know, it is what it is. So,
All please load up and go now. Thank you.
who are you talking about? You'll have to talk to the organization. I'm not part of it. I don't know anything about why they have that name.
You have a good day and good luck. Stay safe, dude.
You guys too.
No doubt.
He's a weasel.
He's a weasel. I know him. That's fine. I do. His name's David Muir.
How you doing, guys?
Good, you?
Pretty good. I've been documenting the riots in the Pacific Northwest since day one. I've been in there with the rioters and filming until things got a little bit too dangerous. But I'm out here to show what's going on in Louisville today and to make sure that if things go off that they get documented. I'm kind of curious about that gun there.
What about it?
Shotgun?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen a tactical looking shotgun with the clip on side there.
Yeah.
I'm not a gun person. I'm trying to learn about it now. So
That's pretty common.
that's a unique looking one.
It's pretty common.
This is Kentucky. We have open carry. So whatever you've got, you're legal to carry. It's not a big deal. But the truth is, you're not in danger by anybody here, so it don't matter. You're good.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah,
we
ain't nobody here gonna bother you. You're
completely
good.
safe with the Patriots.
Oh yeah.
All right,
This is probably one of the safest places in Louisville right
looks like
now.
we're rolling out. So I gotta go
no
find my
doubt.
crew.
Have a good one.
You have a good day.
Try to stay safe, dude. Oh no, we're gonna walk.
Wish people would let me ask them like any questions. Like I'm admittedly ignorant on it, but whatever wants to teach me. I know a couple of you sent me some messages on Facebook and whatever, and give me a little school on them. Looks like we're getting ready to roll out and mobilize and go do the march.
Somebody to hold the other side and walk with it. We're gonna wrap it around this pole. Put the oil you're gonna get it.
All right, guys. So for security reasons, I'm gonna put it on mute for a second, and then I'm gonna film. I'm not gonna go off stream, but I'm gonna film my lap for a little bit, just so I get situated. I got to do some security things, so just give me a moment.
All right, guys. We're getting ready to drive into, and I'm going to turn it. Thank you. I'll turn the mic back on, and I'll be streaming out the window. So give me just a second. I got to do my security stuff, okay? Turn this mic around towards me.
You know where it's at?
I don't know where we're going.
It's that way.
Well, everybody's driving there in a caravan, though, right? Yeah. Please follow everyone. Thank you. All right, guys, we're sitting here waiting for the caravan to start to go towards the meeting place for the march. So I'll just sit here and look at the chat for a minute while we're waiting and talk to you guys a little bit. Ray D says the mods seem to be commies. That's not true. My mods are good people. I like them all. I chose them all independently and I like them. Thank you, mods. Thank you all you guys for helping me keep the nonsense out of the chat. I'm seeing a little bit more people getting delayed and getting having to get checked on by the mods today. So thank you for being there to help out that. I probably have more traffic with trolls today than normal. Johnny Boston says thank you. Thank you, Johnny Boston. That's a pretty cool name. Buddha Girl, thank you. I'm gonna scroll down to the. What did you guys think about Luis and his interview and his things he had to do? That guy that was the Cuban.
Yeah.
I went and got a really good interview with him, man.
I saw you go over to him.
He's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's passionate and
firsthand experience and just is not putting up with the nonsense.
You got some stuff to say, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. I think while you were dealing with that, I was dealing with the guy coming in with the sign.
Well, I heard about that, and I was like, man, why is everything it's like there's lulls today, and then like 3 things happens at once, and I got to pick one of them.
Yeah.
But Luis was on fire. But you're saying that a guy came over with "We don't want your guns here" sign, right?
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And people started chasing him out. It was kind of interesting because it was a mixed reaction, mixed crowd. So some people get him out of here, type of thing, and doing basically same sort of things that Antifa does to conservatives.
Yeah.
And then some of the security team were like, no, that's what we're here for. We're here for First Amendment, Second Amendment. Let the man, hey, he can protest. He can say what he wants to say. Angry Viking came up and said, hey, the man's legit. He's still a patriot. He was still saying USA. He just don't like guns. And that was a good point. That was a good observation, because just because you don't like guns or intimidated guns, whatever it may be, that does not make you not a patriot, or does not make you that you don't like the United States.
Yeah.
So that's kind of good.
I'm glad, because we've been to a couple routes where people, a couple little flag waves and stuff, where there are some people that just aren't going to let the other side talk no matter what. And they're once they get identified, there's too much animosity. So it's good to see more level heads prevailing, and to call for the rights of everyone to be respected.
Right. Yep.
Even if they are a little bit annoying, or
yeah.
we got peace. That's
yep.
what America's so beautiful, is we get to disagree with each other.
Right on. Yeah, I completely agree.
Don't need to beat each other up over it.
A little long line to get out of here, huh?
Yeah. How many people do you think there are here?
I don't know. I couldn't really gauge it, to be honest with you.
I was thinking at one point I was thinking 300, and then I thought a little later at one spot I thought maybe 400 or 500. But did you hear?
It could be between 500 and 1,000. Yeah.
There are other events going on today. Apparently there was a more choose my words correctly, let's say rowdy patriot militia event.
Oh.
And eventually we were all going to meet at the same place, but then Angry Viking changed the location to here to kind of separate from that, to create more of a vibe of peace. So that's pretty cool, man. I'm glad I got to meet him, and the more I see of him and the more talking to him in person, I like him even more than his videos. That dude is like a brick house. And,
he is.
And he's got...
I thought he was in WWE for a minute. I was like, whoa, dude.
He's got the strength and the following and the speech patterns to get people to follow him and to follow his lead. So if he wanted to be causing havoc and getting people to get rowdy and bring the violence before it's ready, he could easily do it. So it's nice to see a guy like that calling for peace and trying to unite people.
I agree.
You have a preference?
I do not have a preference. They probably do not want to see the sky, though.
Yeah. So we'll flip it around here. I'm gonna get my vest on.
I mean, they've already seen my face.
Yeah.
So you know.
I've seen the verge of my nose before.
Yeah, they have.
Phoenix, VillainReport, Black Conservative Preacher here.
See, I told my folks I had to log off because of all this.
Yeah.
Designated driver.
Yeah.
So
He's my driver.
It's a long line to get out, though.
Yeah, a little line up there.
Yeah. So what are the people saying? What's their thoughts about what's been going on today?
You tell me, guys. First off, I mentioned I saw Clayton Bisbee up there saying thank you for doing the report, and thank you, Clayton, for always being in here, being supportful. Thank you for modding. I threw you on there.
Oh, Clayton, huh? Oh, Clayton Bisbee?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Clayton Bisbee. I'm telling you, Clayton Bisbee. Me and Clayton go way back. Me and old Bisbee.
But, I want to shout out that $50 super chat again by Archives of the Truth. Thank you much again for that. Thank you so much. She says much love, Villain. But anyways, Black Preacher just here asked you guys, what do you think about this event today? What are your thoughts on it, people?
Don't pop the first shot. We don't want to pop any shots.
No
hopefully.
shots.
Wish more Patriots. Love Kentucky, someone says. Buddha girl. Ghost says, I'd follow if he called. $5 super chat. I'm hesitant to read your name because I don't know if that's a troll.
You'll mess it up.
Yeah. Let's call you Super J because I don't know what. I think I saw people interacting with you, so I'll assume that that's not a mean. Assume that that's your straightforward name you like and you're not trolling things. Thank you both for always being out there and showing the truth. Stay safe, be proud. America.
America.
Right. So thank you, Super Jew.
Thank you.
I assume that means that you're Jewish and that you're not. Okay, she says there, or they say there. I can't see their picture. It says I'm a Jew. Okay, that's good. I just, people, you gotta tiptoe around that stuff because every once in a while I'll be reading a super chat and I'm like, oh, we're gonna need to delete that one. But, it says, go fight the NSFAC. They won. We're not gonna go fight them. We might film them if we run into them though. Captain Deplorable, a $20 super chat. Thank you, Captain. We got CC with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, CC. I've seen you in here before and donated. Thank you so much. Someone block T Stark from my chat, please. It says today you are outnumbered. You have no chance. So T Stark, get out of my chat room. Annie CS villain if I have weapon. I have weapons. I cannot divulge my security secrets. Is that the Proud Boys up there?
Can't tell. Looks like a Proud Boy shirt, kind of.
Yeah. How you guys doing? Yeah, he's got like official plans and everything. Is it pictures? That's the layouts.
Yeah.
The security detail here is intensely organized today, you guys. It's just a Joe tread on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna baseball bat. Andal Chanter asked me what my opinion on Portland Andy is. Not that it's my business to have any opinion on him, but I've met him in person. I like him. He's a good guy. Wave slide in, sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, Waves. Thank you, Villain. Stay safe. Thank you so much. So I'll do my plug while we're driving through here. This thing is itching me like crazy. So you guys are watching Villain Report on YouTube. I also have Facebook, Villain Report, Twitter, @VillainReport. And if you guys want to send me an email, email will change a little bit soon, but for right now, you can, if you need to send me a file or anything, thevillainreport@gmail.com. So if you guys could, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and share. And then we got the Black Conservative Preacher over here.
How you guys doing?
He's mostly doing Facebook so far, but he's up in his game as well.
Yep.
And he's got Facebook, the Black Conservative Preacher. That's where he normally streams at. He does have a YouTube channel now. What's your YouTube channel?
The Black Conservative Preacher.
Same thing. Black Conservative Preacher on YouTube. You got your Twitter game up yet?
I have Twitter and Instagram. The BC Preacher.
The BC Preacher on Twitter, and then Instagram.
Same thing.
Is the BC Preacher.
Oh.
Long
caravan here, so trying to stay focused to the road.
All right, let's show out the window. Show you guys some Louisville scenery. Please says your work is great, Black Conservative Preacher.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your knowledge. Falcon RS sends a $20 super chat. Appreciate you both. Much love from St. Pete, Florida. Thank you. How's my mic working out now, you guys? Is the mic good? Good. I didn't know if that wind was messing with it. It's a shotgun mic. Pretty good mic. It's got some different options. I don't know if you noticed. So when they start getting too loud, I can turn the decibels down to keep the stuff from getting distorted. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my gimbal right now because the wind's kind of getting the weight.
I'm not sure how warm it's supposed to get here today. I think pretty warm.
One says I just passed by their house. Just kidding. We're not going to be there in DC. We're going to the March plan. So there's a March planned, and we're going to the starting place for the March. Sorry guys, I'm gonna fix this in just a second. There we go, that's better. Diano is mentioning the importance of an organized militia by the people. I agree with that. Bring the volume down a little bit on the mic. Okay, I got it set to minus 10 decibels now. Is that better? Well, one thing that's good to know about the NFAC is try not to be inflammatory, but be accurate and say what I'm saying. As they're incompetent, so it's not. They can say they're going to do this or do that and take over the world and take over Texas, but they're incompetent, so it's not much of a thing to worry about.
one thing that's different about the, I don't know if you consider Kentucky the, it's not the Midwest anymore, is it? It's not the Great Plains. It kind of, well, I don't think Louisville is quite into the Appalachians yet, but one thing that's different here than the Northwest is the sky is so big here. There's no giant trees blocking everything or fencing the views in, so the sky is just huge here. If you ever go to the Pacific Northwest, one thing you notice is just the giant evergreens everywhere.
Another thing I noticed here with the people here in the rallies, they're not as trumped out and patriotic out like they are in the Northwest.
Yeah.
I thought I'd really see a lot more flags of different things, and not so much.
Yeah, I think the things we've been going to have really been flag waves.
Yeah, that's a good
and
point,
political
yeah.
rallies, and this is kind of like a militia show of force. So maybe. Then again, maybe that's just how they roll in Louisville.
Right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. Just saw a news clip saying the Kentucky National Guard will be at the Derby. That's interesting.
The who is?
The Kentucky National Guard. Look at these boys. All right, looks like we're getting close to the area. All right, come back inside here for now. The thing you guys will notice, I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but it's something that struck me very, I don't know, it struck me hard, not hard, I'm at a loss for words right now. Something I noticed that stood out about the Angry Viking is that he's a very, very kind person. When you talk to him, he just got this kind energy. And you see he has mad rants on
He's showing me
on Facebook, and you'd think he was like kind of a hothead, but in person, man, he's just a kind, nice guy. What were you saying?
I said you were showing me. I need to probably go pay. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeet, brokers in the crowd. Broker crew.
Broker?
What up?
Kind of chilling out here, figuring out what's the next step. Kind of hot. I've been walking around all morning, and I don't want to get out of the car yet, but I got to. There's some more yeets. Looking at the chat here. Oh, Tina J's in here flirting with the preacher, saying he's good looking. All right, you guys. I'm gonna go off here for just a second. Well, I'm not gonna go off, but I'm gonna mute and face the ground for a moment while I get myself situated for the march. So it'll be a couple minutes. If you guys don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you guys would share this live stream out, I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much. How are your feelings about the atmosphere so far? the atmosphere has been peaceful and controlled and disciplined. So I think I have high expectations that this will remain peaceful. KJ says, check my Facebook message. Yeah, I turned the audio down for a minute. I'll turn it back up when I get out of the car here. This mic's pretty cool. I can adjust the volume on it, but I'm gonna mute the mic for a second, guys, and I'll be right back in just a second. I'm not shutting the stream down, but I'm muting for a second. And all right, so we're at the wrong parking spot. We're going to another spot. That's I think, if I'm correct,
That villain seatbelt, people.
that's my seatbelt. I can put my seatbelt on. If I'm correct, there's more than just the group that we were a part of is meeting up at this event to march. So I think this will be possibly much bigger than what we were just at. I'm not sure. You guys don't know Portland is Bridgetown, but man, Louisville has some like crazy, beautiful and amazing bridges here.
Hey, I'm glad we got in the car and drove.
Yeah. One of my followers sent me a message and said the guy that I interviewed earlier, I forget his name, but apparently he's just kind of unending, and they were wanting me to go if I meet in him.
Taller guy?
No, the shorter guy.
No, like
he had gauge earrings. He had a septum. He said he was all white. He did look a little darker skin, but they asked him. Somebody was talking about race with him, and he said he was just a white guy. He said he was Italian. He had like a black COVID mask on, and he had gauge earrings and the septum piercing, tongue piercing. So you guys can hear those tree rattlesnakes again. There's a lot of them. I wouldn't go climbing trees around here. They said they're just locusts, but I don't know about that. It sounds like there's a bunch of rattlesnakes up in those trees, if you ask me. Call it Rambling Ryan. Can you guys hear the cicadas? Mic is on neutral volume increase right now. Everybody's saying it's too loud, too quiet. Cicadas are the white noise of the Appalachians. Anybody in here ever hiked the APT? The Appalachian Crest Trail? Is that what it's called? Appalachian Trail? So the AT, the Appalachian Trail?
looking for them. I hear them. Tree rattlesnakes. Oh, they're quiet now. I've never been to Louisville before, so turn around this. But it's a lot of really beautiful buildings here. A lot of old buildings they've taken care of and kept up, and it's just kind of a nice place to look around. Oh, we're pulling into the correct meetup spot now, so I'm gonna turn it back inside here. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go mute for a minute and situate, and we'll look at the floor for a minute while we get situated. All right, guys, I'm going to be on the loud setting on the mic for now, unless loud stuff gets too loud for the capture. If it's too loud, just go ahead and turn the volume down on your side. But for the people that can't hear, I'm going to keep it loud.
Anybody else want it? Pass it around. Need your tape? Tape? Anybody need tape?
Need help there?
Who's that?
I did. You need help?
Yeah.
On
I got a clip here. If you just grab the lanyard somewhere, find that for me. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Villain Report on YouTube right now. I've been documenting the riots up in Portland in the Pacific Northwest since the beginning of it all 100 days ago. I'm here to just make sure if anything gets crazy that it gets caught on camera and so people can see the truth about it. So hopefully it saves people.
We're just here to save the city.
We need more people across the country to stand up and come organize together like this and stop all this crazy chaos. It's crazy that we have to wear bulletproof vests when we're trying to film and just trying to march down the city with a flag. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for your help.
So everybody jump in at once. Somebody had a load there. Water gate if I need it. Container if you need one. Big can of beans. Advance Castro. Where you want triage, Castro? Where you want it at? Medics are wanting to set up back there.
You guys, how's the audio and video quality right now? Just for my curiosity, not that I can do much about it right now, but is the stream okay right now? Is the cell quality okay?
Turn the volume down a little bit. Ludin says, will there be some pew action? I hope not, man. Peace is the goal. I'm just going to keep it on my face here for a little bit.
I agree. I agree.
It's on me.
Phil,
How you doing?
thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being out here presenting as you. How'd you get here from Portland? That's a bit of a haul.
We flew. This is a black conservative preacher with me too.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming up, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How you doing? Thank you. I'm on YouTube Villain Report today. So, thank you. Starting to get warm out here. What time is it, guys?
12.
I didn't hear you. Did you see what time it was?
12.
12?
Yep.
12.
12 straight up.
You're local, right, sir? Local, right?
Yes, sir.
Is this the hot point of the day, or does it get hotter throughout the day?
3 to 4 o'clock.
3 to 4
But
o'clock?
it's only supposed to be 83 today, and
Okay.
this is actually low humidity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
That's about as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, y'all have been down here August 25th, man. It was hot. God, it was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've showed up to a couple, man. This is the first time we've had numbers like this.
Yeah. It's good to see, man. We're seeing this more and more. There's more patriots showing up to events, and just, I think, what made you start coming out to stuff? Have you been doing it for a while, or?
NFAC.
What'd you say?
NFAC.
NFAC?
Yeah, the BLM and why it was peaceful and all that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Peaceful protest, that right? First Amendment.
Yeah.
But the NFAC, man, they come down here and they threaten our town.
Yeah.
I mean, my family, they're scared to walk the streets.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got family work downtown. I've been trying to keep them away from that. I mean, like when they had that big BriannaCon thing, I literally gave a couple family members their day's pay just to keep them home because they couldn't afford to miss.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's why I'm here. I'm involved because the people need it. The people that can't stand up.
Yeah.
You know, we got to stand up for them, just like brothers and sisters did for me. They gave me my opportunity to earn a living and live a good life.
Right on.
And that's why I'm here. I feel like it's my turn.
Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I agree. It's good to see these numbers.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
I think most Americans are about fed up with the craziness as they can have it, and it's about time for everything to return to peace and order.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, looks like we're starting to move on, so thank you.
Brother.
You too. $20 super chat from Todd Popper. Thanks, Bill. And Yeet. Todd is apparently a fan of Freight Broker with the Yeet Yeets. Let's get up there now for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to live in Iowa.
Two blocks over.
You're welcome. No problem.
And rock and roll. When we get to the intersections, we'll have our guys move in place. What is it? What is that? Whose streets are they?
We're going to say it's our street.
We're making them our streets today.
Our street. American Street. How about American Street?
American streets. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, let's do that. American Street. We the
American
people.
streets.
Not ours. American. Belongs to everybody who lives here. Everybody pays tax.
Exactly.
Well, fuck, if you pay taxes, it's your. There goes 70% of NFAC.
Where's AP? Where's AP?
Well, the parents pay taxes. Oh, the parents pay, yes, maybe. Or Antifa, that's 0% of Antifa. Boom. He goes, smile for the camera.
We can totally tell you're smiling, yeah.
Boom. Just imagine it.
USA!
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 USA! USA! USA! USA! USA! USA!
I'm gonna come up behind you, buddy. I'm gonna come up behind you guys. Excuse me. Get in the middle here. Excuse me.
Under the bridge. QRF, how far along you at?
What's up, Mike?
Actually, to make this a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more fluid, if you would please, if you're just participating in the event, can I get you all to funnel over there on that aisle, and we get a count of who you got there, and then we'll get our security team formed in around you. If y'all can do that, please?
Yep, 10-4.
No hurry, just at your convenience. Thank you.
Did Lisa set up?
Set up.
Yep.
Right here.
Just stand in the shade for a minute while we're not doing much, so keep the phone. I'm gonna sign off my phone for a couple minutes.